As we get ready and prepare for a new school year, I think it's important that we take a moment or two and reflect on who we are. How are we regarded and how are we viewed by Hashem? The pasuk in Daniel includes the following words: Umatzdikei harabim kakochavim la'olam va'ed. Those who set the many on the right path are like stars. We're called stars. And Rashi tells us, who are these stars? Melamdei Tanoikos, those who teach the young children. You're teaching a young child. They're fresh. You can have an impact on them that will leave an impression for the rest of their lives. There's a fascinating medrash that if anybody reads this medrash, they would line up for every possible position there is in teaching young children. The medrash tells us that there are 7 groups of tzaddikim close to the Shekhinah, the closest to the Shekhinah. And of those 7, who is the closest to the right side of the Shekhinah are those who teach young children. Unbelievable. It doesn't say the wealthy. It doesn't say the Rosh Hashivas. It doesn't say the Rabbanim, the Rebbes, those who give fiery Mussar lectures. It speaks about those who teach young children. This should give you tremendous, tremendous motivation to prepare the difficult work, the difficult job ahead. But you have something that makes it a little bit easier. There were 2 people walking in the street, 2 friends on Rosh Chodesh Elul. One has a very sad, concerned look on his face. He's not saying a word. His friend walking next to him has a joyful look, is sort of like jumping and springing as he walks. He's humming a tune. He seems very friendly, very happy. After a few moments of walking in silence, he turns to his buddy and he says, "My friend, you look so sad. Are you troubled about something? How can I help you?" So he says, "You know what? I'm very worried. It's Rosh Chodesh Elul, getting close to the Day of Judgment. I did wonderful things this year, but I also did some things that I'm worried about. How is Hashem going to judge me? And by the way, don't you realize it's Rosh Chodesh Elul?" He asks his happy friend. "Why are you so happy? Aren't you worried?" So the happy-go-lucky guy says, "You know what? I know that I have a Yom Adin, but I'm happy because I know who my judge is going to be. My Father is my judge." You're going into a classroom. Very, very difficult job. You have to influence, you have to get along, you have to love, you have to respect, you have to support. You have 25 or sometimes even more people, young ones, young adults. They may be children, but they're people. And they need your attention, they need your love. How are you going to do it? The only way you're going to do it is with the assistance of Hashem. Don't worry. As long as you realize the responsibility that you have, and you realize that you're doing what Hashem wants you to do, you will receive His assistance. We couldn't do it without Him. I'd like to leave you with 2 very practical things you can do immediately the first day and every day thereafter. We'll start with something that you can do before the school year begins. You're doing very hard work in preparing your classroom, preparing your material, preparing the handouts, the worksheets, the sheets, everything. But there's one thing that I would suggest you do that can bring great benefit, and that is making personal contact with each of your students' parents. That contact can be a simple phone call. Hello, Mr. Schwartz. I want to introduce myself. I'm your partner this year. I'm going to be working with your child, and I would like to hear from you. Is there anything you think I should know about your child before the school year begins? And I want to make sure that we have an understandable method of communication. I want to stay in contact with you. I want to get feedback. We are partners. Those phone calls and possibly even face-to-face meetings don't take too much time, but they are incredibly powerful tools in establishing a positive relationship with a parent so that you can work together all year long for the benefit of the child. And the second point I would like to suggest is something that you can begin on the first day of school and every day thereafter. There are some opinions that the first day you have to be tough and you have to give the students a message that you're the boss, etc., etc. But I would like to suggest a different angle that is not in contradiction and letting the students know that it is your classroom. And that is the message and the direction that the Nesiv Shalom gave to his son, the current Slonim Rebbe, the Darkei Noam. Before he went into Shir the first time, he told him, before you begin teaching, before you begin giving the Shir, make sure that you look at each and every student and give him what he called a ma'abad shel ahava, a loving look. Go around to each student. Doesn't take too long. And I would do it on the first day of school. Connect with those students. If you have any, God forbid, any negative feelings about that student for any reason, remove them. Develop a loving relationship. When you show that love to the student will show that love to you. Have a wonderful, successful year. Enjoy every moment. There may be difficult ones, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy them. Challenges are enjoyable if we succeed. Realize again that we need siyata d'shmaya, and we need to make sure to form a loving relationship with each student. Have a great year.